Okay, in this exercise we're going to be looking at solving inequalities, and this will help you to be able to answer the questions in exercise 5b on chapter 5 inequalities. So let's go straight into this then and try some examples. So solving inequalities. You may well have this equality, x plus 3 is greater than 7. And what we need to do is to solve this for all values of x and then be able to draw them on a number line. So you would do this in exactly the same way as if you were dealing with linear equations, which you've done in previous chapters. So the first thing you need to do is to deal with the plus 3, and in order to eliminate plus 3 we'll take 3 from both sides. So if we take 3 from this side, then that eliminates and we'll have 7 minus 3. So on this example we're going to get x is greater than 4. So if we were now to think about drawing that on a number line, you would obviously be looking at circling the x is 4 and then showing that the line just continues in that direction. So if we can look at that, so it says x is greater than 4, so let's just start at this value here. And what you're looking at is x greater than, so it's not equal to, so it's an open circle, and then effectively you can just draw it with an arrow going in that direction. So that's solving one particular one. Let's have a look at a different example. So if we have a look now at 3y is less than 15, you're going to deal with this in exactly the same way as if it was a linear equation. So the first thing that you need to do is to eliminate this 3 on this side, which means you need to divide by 3. So on this side you'll be left with y, on this side you'll be left with 15 divided by 3, so y will be less than 5. And again on a number line, let's just start at 5, knowing that it's less than 5, etc. It's less than, so it's not a solid line, so we draw the circle there and we just draw an arrow in that direction to show that it's less than 5. So if we now move on to a slightly different question, this question is going to show you something different with the inequality. So we'll start off here, minus 2y equals minus 8. Now this is going to bring us into the type of question where you may well, is less than minus 8. Bring you to the type of question which you may well need to now think about moving the sign around. Now an inequality sign tends to stay exactly as it is and doesn't change direction, apart from for two particular equations. The two reasons that this may change direction is if you multiply or divide by a negative number, it changes direction, and if you swap the values from one side to another, so a complete exchange from one side to the other will flip the sign around. So on this particular one here, we clearly want to be eliminating the minus 2y, so we want to be dividing by minus 2. So that will leave y as it is, and on this side it would leave minus 8 divided by minus 2. But as I've just explained to you, that if you divide or multiply by a minus, the sign flips around. So the sign is now turned around because we've divided by a negative number, so it flips. So on this one then, y is going to be greater than minus 8 divided by minus 2. 2 minuses give you a positive. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So on the number line we've got y is greater than 4. So let's start at say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's greater than 4, so it would go in that direction, something like that. If we have a look then at one that's slightly more complex question, so let's have a look at x minus 3 over 2 is less than minus 5. Let's have a less than or equal to minus 5. So the first thing we want to do is multiply by 2. That will leave us with x minus 3. Minus 5 times 2 is minus 10. Eliminate the minus 3 by adding 3 to both sides. So that gives us minus 10 plus 3. Minus 10 plus 3 is minus 7. So on this equation we've got x is less than or equal to minus 7. So let's start on minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10. So it's less than or equal to, so it's solid and in that direction. So that should now enable you to solve exercise 5b and then move on to exercise 5c so that you're able to also solve that. Thank you, bye bye.